Ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you just got sucker-punched right in the face, even though you didn't do a damn thing wrong? Welcome to the chaotic world of narcissists, where everything's a stage and you're somehow cast as the bad guy without even auditioning. Today, we're tearing off their fake-ass mask to expose 7 sneaky traps they set to trick you into thinking you're the problem. Picture this. You're just chilling, living your best life, soaking up a good day, and then bam! A narcissist rolls in like a friggin' tornado, turning everything into drama just to prove they're the center of the universe. They'll toss out a sharp jab to spark a fight, blame you for their lousy mood, or even guilt-trip you for daring to be yourself. Sound familiar? Well, buckle up, because I'm here to spill the tea on how to flip their script. We're not just spotting their games, we're outsmarting them like the total badasses we are, walking away with our heads held high. Hit that like button right now if you've ever been sucked into the mess a narcissist cooked up. I bet my coffee you've felt that sting at least once. And don't sleep on smashing subscribe with that bell on, so you've got the playbook to shut them down locked and loaded. This is it. We're counting down, charging into this unmasking showdown, and snatching back control like it's ours to own. You ready to take these clowns down and rewrite the ending? Let's roll. Alright, we're storming right into the narcissist's lair, but before we unleash hell, let's rip the curtain off the dark, twisted secret behind how they turn your life into a flaming wreck. These aren't just petty jokers, they're psychological monsters, thriving on crushing you underfoot just to stroke their bloated egos. Picture them as sinister clowns in a horror circus. You're the prey strapped to the stage, and they're juggling razor-sharp knives to slice your confidence to shreds. What makes them scarier than a slasher flick? Their manipulation is downright demonic. One blink you're fine, then boom, you're trapped in a savage showdown you never signed up for, while they stand there grinning like some evil mastermind. They don't give a rat's ass about your feelings or the truth. No, they hunger for the blood of control, drooling to watch you collapse in doubt and chaos, whether it's luring you into a brutal fight with one venomous jab or stabbing you with shame just for standing your ground. These are the weapons they've sharpened to gut you day after day. But listen up, you're not their helpless victim in this nightmare anymore. Today we're carving up their 7 deadly traps, tearing apart every sick trick and torching their script to ashes. I'm handing you the sword to slash those chains, march out of their hellhole with a blazing victory and spit in the face of their game. We're not just exposing them, we're rewriting this war, so you're the one swinging the axe, ready to strike back and burn their stage to the ground. Let's charge in and obliterate this twisted show once and for all. Trap 1. Dragging you into a fight. Ever been dragged into a screaming match just for saying what's on your mind? That's dragging you into a fight. The narcissist's go-to opener, a slick trap crafted to make you blow up while they watch you crash with a smug grin. Picture it. You're relaxed, tossing out a simple thought, maybe about work, a small decision, or something chill like where to grab food. Then, like a sniper shot, they fire an insult. Ha, 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 that's awful, or you actually think that's good. It's not just words, it's a live grenade pin-pulled waiting for you to charge in and set it off. They know you inside out, you've got pride, and they twist it into their snare. The moment you push back, even just to stand your ground, they've got you right where they want you. The more you argue, the calmer they play it, pulling that, "wow, I'm so cool," and "you're a mess" card. They don't care about truth or fixing anything. They want you to unravel so they can feel superior. It's a mind game. The harder you fight, the more you fit their script, looking like the unstable one to anyone around. Truth is, they're hiding their own insecurities, too terrified to face themselves. They use you as their scapegoat to dodge the mirror. But you can shut this down. The move is to stay steady like a steel wall, unshaken by their bait. When they hit you, toss back a casual, "yeah, thanks for the input," and walk off like it's nothing. They'll be thrown off when you don't jump into the fight they're dying for. Or go silent. Your quiet rips their plan apart, leaving them scrambling. The key is to starve them of your reaction. It's the juice they need to feed their shaky ego. Every time you skip the argument, you hold your power and hit the weakness they bury. Next time they try, step over that trap like a champ, leaving them stuck with the flop of their own game. Trap 2. Forcing you to justify. Ever felt like you've been shoved into a ring, swinging verbal punches to prove you're not a total flop? Welcome to the justification trap, the narcissist's second shady trick, a twisted stage where they're the MC with the mic and you're the clumsy fighter, fumbling to defend your own existence. Imagine you're just living, dropping a chill vibe like, "I'm wiped, need a break," or "I vibe with blue more." Then they barrel in like a drama DJ. Tired? Why? Break for what? Blues better? How? They're not asking to get you. They're blasting a beat to turn you into an off-key singer, belting out a justification track no one asked for. This move's a devil's dance. They know you want to be seen, so they crank the speakers, forcing you to groove to their rhythm. You start explaining with a capital E, but they spin the record backward. That's it? Lame. Sing it again. You're sweating, words tripping over each other while they're moonwalking across the stage, clutching their "I'm better than you" trophy. They don't care about your lyrics, they just want you to stumble mid-chorus so they can steal the spotlight. But you're not their backup dancer. Ready to kill it? Drop the mic, literally. When they cue the interrogation track, channel your inner diva, shrug and hit one note, "Because I feel it," done. Then sashay off like you're owning the runway. They'll freeze when their dance floor's empty. Or drop a remix bomb. Who cares? Not your gig. And flip the mute switch, letting them spin solo in silence. You don't have to jam to their beat. You're the DJ of your own show. Every time you skip their dance, you're not just bailing on their stage, you're leaving them off beat, face planting in the spotlight. Next time they crank the tunes, strut out like the headliner, leaving them to flop on an empty dance floor. Trap 3. Shaming you for standing out. Think you're ready for this wild twist? Buckle up, because the narcissist's third move will knock you sideways, shaming you for standing out. A savage sneak attack that turns your one-of-a-kind vibe into a crime they want to publicly execute. Picture yourself shining your way, rocking a unique style, dropping a fresh idea, or just being real, like wearing a hoodie while they're all about suits, or blasting rock when they're stuck on pop. You think that's your strength? Plot twist, they see it as a threat. Surprise yet, instead of applause, they slap you with a big red F. Why do you always have to be so weird? Who taught you that crap? What do you think you're better than us? They don't just judge, they frame you as the freak, the outcast who needs to be dragged back into their boring little box. Here's the jaw-dropper. They don't hate your difference because it's bad. They hate it because it makes them fade. The bolder you shine as you, the more they panic about being outshone, so they hit you with shame, hoping you'll shrink, apologize for daring to step outside their lines. They'll mock, sneer, even rally the crowd to make you feel like trash, all to shield their fragile ego. But here's your shock and awe comeback. Turn your uniqueness into a freaking superpower. When they start shaming, don't flinch. Stand tall, lock eyes, and drop the mic. Yeah, I'm different and I own it. They'll short-circuit from that confidence, or crank it to 11. Don't like it, your problem. And keep shining like they're invisible. Truth is, they want you tiny so they can feel huge, but you're nobody's shadow. Every time you embrace your vibe, you don't just shut them up, you turn them into helpless spectators in your blockbuster show. Next time they try to shame you, leap onto the main stage and let them trip over themselves trying to catch your glow. Trap 4. Blaming you for their mood. Ever been turned into a punching bag for someone else's bad vibes? That's blaming you for their mood, the narcissist's fourth wild swing, a crazy haymaker that makes you the fall guy for every emotional storm raging in their head. Even, when you didn't bring the rain. Imagine you're just chilling, minding your own lane, maybe walking into the room or firing off a quick text. Then, out of nowhere, they spin on you like a thunderclap. I'm pissed today because of you. Why do you always ruin my mood? Or the classic, I was fine until you showed up. You're left blinking, racking your brain for what you did. Spoiler, nothing. They just need a scapegoat and you're the nearest target in sight. This move's an emotional circus. They're grumpy, down, or just plain salty about their own mess, but instead of owning it, they point the finger at you, like you're the remote control for their drama channel. They know you'll freak, start scrambling to fix it, and that's when they grab the reins. The more you apologize or explain, the harder they lean in. See, you're always like this. They want you to carry that guilt, to shoulder blame for stuff you can't even touch, so they can dodge the chaos swirling inside them. But don't let them pin it on you. Hit them with this knockout. When they start blaming, stand tall, shrug, and fire back. Your mood's not my job, dude. Then breeze out like a cool storm. They'll choke when you don't bow down and take it. Or level up to boss mode. Figure out your feelings yourself. I'm not your babysitter, and leave them stewing in their own mess. They need you as their emotional dumpster to feel lighter, but you're not here to haul their trash. Every time you refuse to catch their mood swings, you're not just saving yourself. You're shoving a mirror in their face they can't ignore. Next time they fling their drama your way, smack it back like a hot potato, letting them roast in the fire they lit. Trap 5. The lame excuse play. Have you ever dealt with someone who was clearly in the wrong, yet instead of owning up to it, they fired off a bunch of excuses that sounded weaker than a half-hearted apology? They're not trying to make things right, they're just dodging accountability. And if possible, they'll even shift some of the blame onto you. They're late for an important meeting. I've been so busy, I'm sure you understand. They break a promise. I really meant to do it, but I was just too exhausted yesterday. They say something hurtful. Oh, come on, I was just joking. Why do you take everything so seriously? Sound familiar? This isn't just excuse making. It's a calculated move. They're not explaining. They're making you feel guilty for expecting them to take responsibility. If you call them out, they flip it back on you. Why can't you be more understanding? But if you let it slide, they take it as a free pass. And just like that, they keep getting away with bad behavior while you're left frustrated and doubting yourself. That's the real goal here. A narcissist doesn't care about right or wrong, they just care about not being held accountable. How do you break the cycle? Keep it simple. When they throw out a flimsy excuse, don't argue, don't explain, and don't take the bait. Just look them in the eye and say, okay, but that's not my problem. 4 words. That's all it takes to dismantle their entire game plan. They might try to drag you into a never-ending loop of justifications, but don't budge. If they keep pushing, just repeat, I hear you, but... It's still your problem, then walk away without another word. Don't let them make you feel bad for expecting fairness. A mature person will say, I messed up, I'll fix it. A narcissist will say, I have a reason, so you need to let it go. So, if they refuse to take responsibility, let them deal with the consequences. You're not their fixer, and you're certainly not their safety net. Don't carry a burden that isn't yours. You deserve better than that. Trap 6. The boundary scare. Have you ever set a clear boundary, only to be met with accusations like, why are you so selfish? Or worse, they twist the narrative to make you the bad guy for simply protecting your own space. This is the boundary scare, one of the narcissist's most manipulative tactics. They crave control, and boundaries threaten their ability to manipulate you. So instead of respecting your limits, they turn the issue back on you. They'll make you feel guilty, as if wanting space for yourself is somehow wrong. You say you can't help them at the moment. Oh, I see how it is. You only care about yourself. You decline an invitation because you need time to recharge. You've changed. You never used to be like this. You express discomfort with the way they treat you. You're too sensitive. Everyone else handles it just fine. This isn't just casual criticism, it's a calculated move to make you feel like a bad person for prioritizing yourself. They want you to believe that setting boundaries makes you cold, distant, or even cruel. And if they're skilled enough, they'll play the victim. I've always been there for you, but you... leaving just enough space for you to fill in the guilt. But if you don't protect your boundaries, they will keep pushing further. The solution is simple. Don't explain. Don't apologize. Don't feel obligated to make them comfortable at your own expense. When they try to guilt trip you for setting boundaries, stay firm and say, "This is my decision and I'm not changing it." If they keep pressing, reinforce it like a steel wall. You don't have to like it, but you do have to respect it. Narcissists hate this because they lose their ability to control you when you refuse to play by their rules. But that's the point. You don't owe them compliance. You don't have to sacrifice your peace to keep them happy. Someone who truly cares about you will respect your boundaries. A narcissist will try to break them. So next time someone tries to make you feel guilty for having boundaries, remember this. You are not selfish for protecting yourself. You are not cruel for wanting your own space. You are not the problem. They're just losing control and they don't like it. And that is not your responsibility. Trap 7. The mirror attack, when they call you the narcissist. Have you ever been accused of being a narcissist? By an actual narcissist? If so, congratulations! You've just encountered one of their most deceptive tactics, the mirror attack. This is the ultimate role reversal. The moment you start calling out their toxic behavior, standing up for yourself, or refusing to play by their rules, instead of taking accountability, they flip the script and say, "You're the real narcissist here. You set a boundary. Why are you trying to control me? You demand respect. Why do you always act like everything is about you?" You stop catering to their manipulation. Wow, you're so self-centered. You only ever think about yourself. This isn't just a careless remark. It's a calculated move designed to confuse you, make you second-guess yourself, and, most importantly, distract from the real issue, their behavior. If you react emotionally, they'll smirk and say, "See, I just said that, and look how you're blowing up. Who's the narcissist now?" If you stay silent, they'll take it as proof that they were right. Their ultimate goal? To make you the villain in their story, and shift attention away from the fact that they are the ones causing the damage. But what they don't expect, you're not falling for it. Standing firm is the only way to shut this down. The first step: don't get sucked into the trap of explaining yourself. You don't need to prove you're not a narcissist. The moment you go on the defensive, they've already won. Instead, stay calm, look them straight in the eye and say, "Nice try, but I'm not playing this mirror game." That one line alone can throw them off balance. They want you to argue, to panic, but instead you simply refuse to engage. If they keep pressing, repeat in a steady tone, "I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it to you." A narcissist thrives on making others doubt themselves. But when you stand firm, when you refuse to be shaken, they lose their most powerful weapon, manipulation. Remember this. Someone who genuinely cares about you won't twist reality to make you question yourself. A narcissist will do everything in their power to make you doubt your own mind. And if someone is constantly calling you the narcissist just because you're standing up for yourself, take a step back, because chances are they are the real problem. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you know one thing: they never play fair. They manipulate, deflect, shift blame, and make you question yourself. But once you recognize their psychological games, you can turn the tables and strip away their power. And the best part, you don't need to yell, argue, or try to change them. You only need to control yourself. According to Dr. Ramani Devasula, a leading expert on narcissistic personality disorder, the only way to win against a narcissist is to stop playing their game. These individuals thrive on triggering your emotions and making you lose control. They expect you to react, to defend yourself, or to lash out. But when you refuse to respond the way they want, you take away their greatest weapon, emotional manipulation. The key to disarming them is understanding that their attacks aren't about you, they're about themselves. As Carl Jung famously said, what you do not make conscious will appear in your life as fate. A narcissist refuses to face their own flaws, so instead they project them onto you. When they accuse you of being selfish for setting boundaries, what they're really upset about is losing control. When they blame you for their bad mood, it's not because you did something wrong, it's because they refuse to take responsibility for their emotions. Once you truly grasp this, their words will lose their power over you. But awareness alone isn't enough. You have to act in a way that leaves them powerless. Dr. Jordan Peterson once said, "A strong person is not the one who can dominate others, but the one who can control themselves." This means that when they provoke you, you don't need to argue or desperately defend yourself. Instead, stay composed, take a deep breath, and respond with short, firm statements. Saying, "I'm not engaging in this," or "that's your opinion," can shut down their attempts to pull you into their emotional chaos. When they realize they can no longer control your reactions, they lose interest. Equally important is standing firm in your boundaries without negotiation. Dr. Henry Cloud, author of Boundaries, states that boundaries aren't about changing others, they're about protecting yourself. A narcissist will always try to make you feel guilty for not giving them what they want. But you don't need to explain or justify yourself. When they push against your boundaries, hold your ground and say, "This is my decision and I'm not changing it." If they keep pressuring you, repeat with confidence, "You don't have to like it, but you do have to respect it." Narcissists despise this because they can't control someone who refuses to play by their rules. One of the most powerful ways to reclaim your strength is to stop seeking validation from people who will never truly respect you. Dr. Brené Brown once said, "Spending your life pleasing others is the fastest way to lose yourself." Narcissists want you to believe that if you do everything right, they'll finally approve of you. But the truth is, they will never be satisfied, not because you aren't enough, but because their goal isn't a healthy relationship. It's absolute control. When you stop chasing their approval, you take back your power. Ultimately, one of the hardest but most important truths to accept is that narcissists do not change. Dr. Craig Malkin, author of Rethinking Narcissism, emphasizes that the best way to deal with a toxic narcissist is to put distance between you and them. You cannot fix them, but you can change how you respond to them. Sometimes the biggest victory isn't winning an argument, it's walking away from a battle you were never meant to fight in the first place. If someone continuously manipulates, disrespects, and drains you, you don't owe them another chance. You owe yourself the freedom to step away and place them exactly where they belong, at a distance. Narcissists want you to feel small so they can feel big. They need someone to be the villain so they can convince themselves they're the hero. But what they don't see coming, you are stronger than their games. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." And from this moment forward, you don't have to consent anymore. Be the one in control. Stay calm. Set boundaries. Stop seeking validation from those who don't deserve it, and if necessary, walk away. You are not the problem. You are the only one who has the right to define your worth, and that is something no one can take from you.